we continue with our Advent reflections and take a better look at humankind, this humankind that's been created in the image and likeness of God. This humankind has been entrusted with this perfect world that God has created as a home. And God has asked one specific thing of these humans, these first humans, Adam and Eve. There's one tree in this perfect garden that is their home. One tree that God says, do not eat of that tree. And Adam and Eve are so tempted. They find that tree to be so appealing and so wonderful, and they want to eat of it. They want to eat of this very enticing tree, and they make the choice to disobey God and to do that. And these first humans learn consequences. What happens when we make choices that are not what God would want us to choose? They're not good choices. The consequence of Adam and Eve's choice to eat of the fruit of this tree after God has asked them not to eat of it is that God sends them out of this perfect garden, away from this perfect place that God has given them and entrusted to them, away from the perfect life that God had hoped for them. But even though Adam and Eve no longer call the garden their home, they continue living. They continue living with their family. They have two sons, Abel and Cain. And one day, Cain becomes angry and jealous of his brother and chooses to take his own brother's life, a dispute over the sacrifices that they will actually make to God, the very first offering that's recorded in scripture that is given to God. Cain makes this dreadful choice, but even when he does, and he fears that he will suffer the consequences of this choice, God tells him that he is marked as God's own, so that no one else can harm him. God still protects him. He is not cut off. God gives us all the power to choose whether we will take the gifts that we are given, our abilities and our strengths and skills, and use them for good or use them for what is not good. And with the gift of choosing whether to do what is good or whether to do what is not good, come the consequences that we will face. So today, we are thankful for the gift of choice, the opportunity to choose the things that we will do in our lives. But we always pray that the choices that we make are the choices that God would have us make. Good choices, holy choices, choices that show our love for one another and our love for our God. And we thank God that God still loves us. What a tremendous gift that we are not cut off, even when the choices that we make are choices that hurt one another and deeply grieve our God.